Hey guys, it's Carr with Munchkins 2.0 and 2.5. Hey, going to talk just a little bit about hogs and how to make your base a little more anti-hog, or at least more difficult for somebody to hog it. So I've got two examples here. I've got the same base, but we show it in kind of a bad layout and then how to modify it just a little bit more defensively. So looking at things that hogs attack, of course, they go only for those defensive structures. They really don't care about your elixir pumps and storages or even your town hall. So when we're thinking of traps, we don't necessarily need traps in between those non-defensive unit structures. So on this layout, this guy, and this is one of my accounts, but this is an old base layout. I've got giant bombs in the outside. I've got them to where they're easy to trip up with gobs. I got spring traps on the outside, and guys, this just isn't cute at all. It's not gonna do anything to help prevent a hog attack. Hogs are gonna easily come in. One hog could easily come in and trip both of those giant bombs on that right side. A couple gobs would even trip that skill trap up there at the top, which would make it real easy to just come in, lure the clan castle, and then this base is totally exposed with all the bombs, all the spring traps already tripped. So here's an example of what it could look like if with just some small modifications. And this is the same base layout. All I did is make just a couple quick changes. So tried to pack these giant bombs together, and the reason we do that is when the two giant bombs are connected together like this, there isn't a heal spell that works fast enough to be able to save those hogs. It completely kills them. So we like keeping these bunched up. The only thing I didn't like about this is I left them to where a hog could still come in from the outside and easily trip one or potentially both of those. So one way around that would be to actually just swap that mortar with that outside giant bombs, so the giant bombs are on the inside. But you get the idea. This was really just done real quick, just so you can kind of get an idea of how to make some quick modifications on this. So the other thing we want to look at, though, is pathing of hogs. How do they path? They're going to go defense to defense to defense to defense. So when you think of spring traps, those should be along that same path of defense to defense type structures. So on here you can see it between the wizard tower and the arch tower. You can also see it on the, in other areas where you put them right in between your defensive structures. So here's back to the old layout, spring traps on the outside. So if you think of how hogs path, they're not going to trip any of these unless they just happen to be coming in from the outside. So this is a very poor, ineffective layout. The other thing they won't trip is getting to that town hall. Hogs don't care about your town hall until all the defenses are gone. So don't put any spring traps there. Here, again, much better placement. Use the giant bombs, put the spring traps there in the middle, and hey, best of luck. Make your base more hog, anti-hog. Take care.